wasting money on wars, conspiracies, secret military projects. And there's there's so many social programs out there that are really suffering. Education for one. There's homelessness.
Yeah, education is completely suffering these days.
And there's teachers that can be paid more. So there's just money that needs to be diverted from this, if you ask me.
Right. That can go to better causes, basically.
Better
You know, Brian, it really has to be in the billions of dollars that's being wasted. You know, the cost just to keep it quiet is probably really huge in itself. But, you know, of course, we'll never get an accurate accounting of the amounts that are wasted by the government. You know, it's just a very sensitive and secretive and non-transparent situation. Excuse me. You know, there's a lot of general distrust of our leaders coming from a lot of general public perspectives at this point, you know.
And the problem, absolutely.
Ridiculous.
And the problem is they will never admit to the existence of these programs unless, or actually UFOs, extraterrestrials,
or secret spacecraft.
Anything. They
Black
want
Ops,
to cover it up. You know, the only way it's going to happen is if some kind of event occurs that exposes what's going on behind the backs of the American citizens. Americans have been pretty much misled and by a lot of corruption throughout the years.
Yeah,
well,
I know that.
The growing gap between the haves and have-nots, it's getting wider and wider, and the rich keep getting richer, and the poor are getting poorer.
Well, that's just been a common trend.
Social programs are suffering, absolutely. You know, where is this money? Where's the money for that?
Well, when you say it's really an event, what do you mean by this event?
Well, how about a UFO that gets in everybody's face and leaves absolutely no doubt that UFOs are here, have been here for a long time.
Sure.
It would have to be a true close encounter of the real kind.
Yeah, unidentified flying object doesn't necessarily mean people, you know, alien craft. It doesn't necessarily mean something that is like mysterious, but it does necessarily mean that we can't identify whatever's up there.
We need to have it. It has to be in our face where they cannot cover it up. Okay.
Fife, can you describe what exactly you saw on March 13th, 1997?
I've described it as a delta-shaped craft, but it was a large, dark object, and it was enormous. It was so big it was hard to really determine how fast it was going because it was so large. It was very, very odd, the whole thing. It was kind of had an iridescent quality to it, and it was just astounding. I mean, much bigger than anything I'd ever seen in the air. I realized that I was seeing something that was truly extraordinary.
Fife, why did you decide to come forward?
I figured, well, enough time has passed, and I can see that there are a bunch of people that are really angry with me for what I did, so this is really an opportunity right now to set the record straight. I'm no longer governor, and I'm just a Joe citizen, and I don't want people to be, who are my constituents, to be upset with me for something that really I'm on the same page.
In your opinion, as an Air Force officer, as a pilot, do you think that this craft you saw was military? Do you think the craft you saw might have been extraterrestrial or something along those lines?
I've used the word before to describe what I saw as being otherworldly. I just don't believe that it came from anything that we know, on Earth. So you call it extraterrestrial, otherworldly. It was an incredible thing to see, and I just don't know of any earthly explanation.
Right, now suppose this event never really took place. We really need to remember that most people don't believe in UFOs per se.
Yeah, not
extraterrestrial,
I'd say
piloted ones. But
percentage.
The general public's really happy, with the status quo and how this government really operates. I really think, in this country, we really need to create like an independent, branch that the sole purpose is to audit the spending and the income that is generated through our taxes and other revenues.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Wow. What a great idea. But the one thing is though, we need to keep kind of the fox out of the hen house.
Okay.
How do we keep the very same people that are misleading us in developing this watchdog branch that monitors the very same people who've been basically ripping us
Well,
off.
just maybe in our time, our government, won't care about the truths that they've been hiding. Maybe they won't care about the truths that that this surrounds with. But that's in our lifetime. I mean, but in our lifetime, things are really changing, Brian.
Sure.
We have technology that allows us to get information in record time. The internet. So it's cool to think about the public disclosure, but I don't really think it's going to really happen in our time to say that.
Well,
don't
it's
mean to be
starting to. It's starting to.
negative to the
People,
UFO bus, but
people are getting hip. They understand what's going on. The government thinks that everybody's as dumb as they were back in the 50s, and not saying that people were actually dumb in the 50s.
Well,
just stating that maybe they were a little more naive about what.
well, they
was
had the
really
Cold
going
War
on.
and all that stuff, so they're pretty.
And the
afraid.
government controlled a lot of the information
Iron
and
fist.
shoved it down those people's throats.
Nowadays,
Nowadays, with the internet, with
okay,
with common sense, common knowledge,
common sense.
yeah,
Good
and
point.
people aren't as gullible to buy their stuff anymore.
I really, we have a president now that appreciates color, but do I believe in complete transparency like he promises? I don't think so. I mean, this is not really an Obama bashing session. On the other hand, we should really consider that. But don't you think that our president that goes up there to elect office that claims he wants to do complete transparency and the government should keep up his promises? Don't you? We should keep,
Well,
the integrity of the people that go in office.
absolutely, because it's all about accountability, and that's important. Okay, and it's not just the government that's
It's
keeping
not.
us in the dark. It's really big business, AKA the filthy rich.
It's it's
Yeah, no.
compartmentalized too.
They've been the ones that are behind the curtain, pulling the strings for years.
Right.
And I feel that we need to cut those strings and tie up their greedy hands. It seems like, other countries are pushing themselves towards honest public disclosures of these matters,
Okay.
or matters similar to this.
All right.
Opening up cases for the world to see, that's what our government should be doing. We are in 2011 right now. Things have changed. Our government needs to be more honest with us.
Yeah, true. True that. Hey, I want to call it a wrap. Give me a high five.
Cool.
And until next time, live happy, love each other, and prosper everybody. And as Lewis would say, to be honored forever. There you go.
Thanks, Louis. Good night.
Bye.